Hey everybody! Dr. Helvering here. We're going to teach you how to make bruschetta chicken. Why? Because it's one of my favorite things to make. It's cheap. You can make it with meat or without, and it just tastes pretty darn good. So we're going to get to it. Glad to do this. Ooh, at the end, there may be snacks. All right, so the first thing I'm going to teach you how to do is tomatoes. I like to just use the outsides of it and not like all of it, so I'm just going around the outside of it. Always cut with the skin side down. Goes through better. Like, don't cut with the skin side up. Doesn't work as well. You have to cut through the skin the first bit. Always skin side down. Cuts much easier. We're listening to a great song. So, the chicken. You don't have to use it. If you don't want to, you can keep it vegetarian. Tastes really good. But if you're doing chicken, I've got a couple of chicken breasts. It's about an eighth of a pound. Just under a pound, and it'll get you 4 to 6 servings depending on your mood that night. So I like to do a little bit of a wet marinade. This has lemon juice, a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. It's got an Italian blend in it. It's got a little bit of chili powder in it. It's got some garlic powder in it. And these have been sitting out for a while, about 20 or 30 minutes. So I want them to be a pretty close to room temperature when they go on. And I've got my great-grandma's cast iron skillets. And they are hot and ready to go.
Tell us what you're doing.
Whenever you can, I like to cook with fresh garlic. And it's not very expensive at all, and it makes the food taste really good. You just have to kind of use the flat end of a knife and just kind of apply a little bit of pressure and just pop it with the back of your hand. Just enough to crack the outside shell, and it'll, did I say shell? Whatever the hell it is.
Peel.
Peel, that's it, thank
Whatever.
you. Yeah, my words aren't working. There you go. And yeah, so don't cook with the husk on. Very bad, it'd be very bad. But yeah, there's your fresh garlic. All right. Yeah, so these chicken have been on for like 7-8 minutes, and I haven't touched them, and they'll turn right over, and they look just lovely, right? And that side goes for about the same amount of time. This guy should be about the same. You'll notice that I'm using 2 different cast iron skillets. I could probably fit both of those in one, but I don't want to because they're going to get crowded while they cook. You got to give them their space. Just like bases in the back row. We need our fucking space. All right. So we're going to start building the sauce. And this is kind of a combination sauce. We're going to start in a decent sized pan here, a half a stick of butter. Right? It's always a great way to start a sentence, half a stick of butter. This is a white wine of choice. I'm eyeballing it. It's about 1/3 of a cup. I'm using, I believe the IPA for that is Yosh. He from California. Pretty good wine. The other part of that, so it's half a stick of butter, a little bit of wine, and a little bit of olive oil. You can use EVOO or just regular olive oil, just a little bit of that. And that's the base for the sauce. It's going to cook down quite a bit, but that's the base for it. The first thing I'm going to add, and I think it really does actually matter the order that you add things in. I think it layers the flavor better. I could be completely stupid about that, but I think it matters. Red pepper. This is just red pepper flake, and it's quite a bit of it, maybe close to a teaspoon. It's not going to make it overly hot, don't worry. It's just going to make the back end, the very last thing you taste, just a little bit perked from the heat. All right. So this is a microplane. When I put garlic into sauces like this, you can do a fine chop on them. But
can you hold it up a little more, please?
Yeah, it's you can get this I think we bought it at Wegmans for like 12 bucks. I love using it. It's about the right size for garlic. You can use a garlic peeler too, or a garlic macerator. But on a musician's salary, this works just fine. And you'll see it kind of plopping in. It just kind of macerates it. So it's going to dissolve and kind of go all into the sauce as she crumbles. All right, so we've added salt and pepper to this, and the butter's just about cooked down, and our garlic is in there, and that's just starting to get going. And by now, the chicken should be just about done. Yep, looky there. And we'll let those rest for about 5 or 10 minutes before we cut into them. These tomatoes are just going to go right in there. And I'll give them a stir and turn the heat up just a little bit more and let them start rolling. So the next thing we need to add is basil. And this is just a decent amount of fresh basil that I'm just going to give just a series of rough chops. I want to be as gentle with it as I can. But we're just kind of, we're going to get it pretty finely chopped by the time it's all over. So that's getting pretty darn where we want it to be. Just nice and finely chopped. Again, we're looking to get it just nicely chopped so that it can permeate the sauce, which is now up and rolling a little bit, right? So one thing I forgot at the beginning was lemon. So I'm going to add it now. But I usually add just a little bit of lemon juice. Try not to get the seeds in. It won't make it taste like lemons. It'll just add a little bit of acidity and just residual sugar that'll make you want to take another bite. Just deepens the flavor a little bit. I'm not adding a ton of lemon, just a couple squeezes, and that'll just brighten everything up. So with all that added in, this is a point where if you want to stay vegetarian, you would just use it like this. But we're gonna add chicken, so I'm just gonna just do a cut on it, and we're gonna get it into bite-sized pieces. So the vegetarian side of this has been going for several more minutes now. You can notice how the tomatoes are starting to really break down, and that's what we want to have happen. This is going to thicken up as it goes and just kind of reduce down. I'm adding the chicken in. Yeah, so this has been cooking down for a while now. The extra ingredient that I like to add is this is Romano, but you can do Parmesan, just what we colloquially in our house call shaky cheese. And that's just going to help tighten up the sauce. So it's kind of a combination tomato sauce, cream sauce, I don't know what the basil, pesto sauce, woo, go chunky, with really good chicken. And we toss this, tonight we're going to toss it over bow tie pasta, and it's unbelievable. We've used it, we've cooked it down and reduced it quite a bit and used it as a base of a pizza, homemade pizza. Oh. Right?
It's really delicious.
God, it smells good. But what we're going to serve you tonight is just this as appetizers, just on top of little pieces of bread, like Italian bread. And we're gonna have a party. Let's do it. Bruschetta chicken! Woohoo! I'm excited. Let's eat, y'all.